Welcome to Wake Up West Palm, where we talk all things downtown West Palm Beach, and you get to meet some of the incredible people and businesses in our beautiful community. And today I'm so excited because I am joined by Sue Ellen Beryl, who is the managing director at Palm Beach Dramaworks.
Yes, good morning, West Palm.
Well, thank you so much for having us. As you can see, we are at Palm Beach Dramaworks. Thank you for inviting us into your home.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you here, and I'm so glad you're helping us get the word out about the neighborhood theater that we are here.
Yeah, this is such a special place that I'm not sure everyone knows a lot about. So tell us a little bit about how you came to be.
Sure. So, Kate, sometimes it's heartbreaking to think that the community is not aware of Palm Beach Dramaworks because we are roaring into our 25th anniversary season. It's really kind of hard to believe that we've been here for 24 years and heading into 25. Not necessarily in this particular beautiful theater, but certainly on Clematis Street and in downtown West Palm Beach.
I know, that's what's so cool too, is that you can't leave West Palm. You've been in 3 different locations.
Yeah, well, we don't want to leave West Palm. We love it here. Of course, being in beautiful West Palm Beach is certainly, an asset. But we're also, the only resident theater here in the city of West Palm Beach. And we do very serious drama, theater to think about. We're not for everybody because of that, but we certainly give the community a wonderful outlet for their dramatic passions.
I love that. Theater to think about.
Theater to think about, right. We want you to be thinking about the play on your ride home and the next day and the next day.
That's right, which I mentioned to you did happen to me when I came here the first time, and I was driving home with my sister, and we just had a whole conversation, which was really fun. So what makes you different than the other theaters in our community?
Well, first and foremost, we are a professional actors union theater, and we also produce our own work. We create all the art on our stage. We're building the sets, we're making the costumes, we're bringing in the casts, and sometimes we even create the actual plays. We have a wonderful arm of our theater called the Drama Workshop, which brings world premieres to our stage. That's the play you saw recently. So we're very proud of that, and some of our plays get published and move on to other theaters within the country. Other theaters within Palm Beach County are presenting houses, and they bring in kind of a show in a box. They'll bring in a show, and the show will perform for maybe a week, and then it moves on to another theater. That's not what we do. We have a sit-down, we have a scene shop off-site where they're building the sets, we have a costume shop and rehearsal hall where they're making the costumes, and we bring the actors in from all over the country. Of course, we always try to use our South Florida actors first, but when they don't fit a particular role, we bring in other actors. Which means we have to house them and we have to transport them and all those other things.
Oh, wow.
And they're here with us for 6 to 7 weeks sometimes.
Wow, that's so cool. So how do you choose? Well, you founded the theater with your husband.
I did.
So let's talk about him, because I know
we were not married at the time. So, we consider Palm Beach Dramaworks our child, so we had the baby before we were married.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And then 25 years, heading into 25 years of doing this kind of work.
Same kind of thing. I mean, my husband, Bill Hayes, and it was really his idea. I have to give him all the credit. And he is the artistic vision behind the theater. And I do the things like keep the lights on and keep the bathrooms working and that sort of thing, and raising the money, because we are a nonprofit theater. And we don't have the ability within this community to charge Broadway prices. So when you buy a ticket to the theater, which we're thrilled about, you're really only paying for half your seat. We have to raise the other half of the money every single year, which is a heavy lift, but there's lots of grants and other opportunities, and our community is very generous with us, so we appreciate that. But Bill has the artistic vision, and he's the person who selects the season each year, and it's, sometimes a little difficult, making sure he has a little bit of a formula. We like to mix the old and the new. It's always serious. It's always socially relevant because it's theater to think about.
Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. So what does his creative process look like? I mean, are you guys involved? I know that you're kind of running all the operations and stuff, but are you involved in that in any way?
Well, always. And he has a certain group of directors and other people that he solicits information from. Once he puts an outline of a season together, he'll select, we have a short list. You know, there's maybe 10 plays that he's fooling around with, and which play goes in this space and which one would be better with this. And then, of course, we always want to get a world premiere on our stage as well.
Do you have any moment in your career in building this that really is one of your highlights? I'm sure you have many, but anything particularly exciting that really stands out to you?
Well, certainly getting into this beautiful theater was a highlight. You know, we started out in 800 square feet on Clematis in the Via Jardin in a little tiny, I think it had been a hair salon before. We were in this little space, and our poor patrons had to go outside to use the restroom, you know, of the building. We had no restroom within the theater itself, and we only had 45 seats. And then the DDA was so helpful to us, and they enabled us to move over to Banyan, where we took over some law offices. And the landlord at the time was so generous because we were tiny and growing, and we couldn't afford the whole law office that was for rent. So he allowed us to rent room by room. And every year we took over a little bit more of that building and a little bit more, till finally, after 8 years in that one space, we were running each show for 9 weeks, 8 shows a week, and we still had no single tickets to sell, because we had so many subscribers. So that's when we really tried very hard to get into this building, and we're so grateful to the CRA and the city of West Palm Beach, who actually bought the building on our behalf, gave us 5 years to buy it back from them, and we did it in 3 years. So they're the reason that we're in this beautiful theater that we renovated to our specifications. And that's certainly, that in 11/11/11 when we opened was a highlight. And now, going into our 25th season is the next one.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's so cool, that progression. I feel like that in and of itself is a creative process. Just going through having to go from space to space is kind of its own, I mean, entrepreneurship and building something is its own creative process.
Yes, well, this is our forever home.
Yes. And how
I'm not moving again.
Okay, they're here to stay. Here to stay.
Not moving
so
again.
you went from 800 square feet to how big is this space?
This particular building is about 16,000 square feet, but it's still a very intimate theater, as you can see. You know, we only have 218 seats, so people really feel engaged with the work. They feel like they're sitting at the dining room table, as it were. And I think that that's what makes our work so impactful. You know, you can't get away from it. It's right there in front of you. So that's why we get people, you know, crying and laughing together, which is the whole idea, that communal experience that you get from live theater, and why it's so important. And you can't get that sitting on your couch by yourself watching Netflix.
No, absolutely not. And I did feel that the first time I came here, I thought, oh my gosh, there's not a bad seat in the house. Every seat is great, and you do have that sense of community.
Right.
So I feel like this has been such an incredible journey for you. You have seen so much, not only here, but also just in West Palm Beach and downtown West Palm Beach in general. So talk a little bit about that journey.
Well, you know, it seems to have happened since the pandemic. You know, I mean, we sort of saw things starting to happen right before, but now when we were closed for almost 2 years. And when we drive down Banyan Boulevard and we see all these big buildings and we realize how many young people have been attracted to these, you know, beautiful apartments and our beautiful weather, we want to get them in the theater. And it's, you know, a little bit of a heavy lift. Not everybody realizes that you can get high quality professional theater right here where they live. You know, they think it's only on Broadway.
Right.
So we've tried very hard to do a lot of community outreach to people and let them know who we are and what we're doing, and that we actually have a bar because they like that. And, you know, we just want to introduce people to the work, you know, and have them come in and enjoy it with us.
That's awesome. So you have a great location.
Couldn't be better.
Could not be better.
Right in front of the Green Market.
Gotta love that. And in addition to bringing in, or in addition to producing really incredible shows, you also do some education.
Oh, so we do a lot of education.
Why don't you invite our guests to come on and talk about it?
I would love to do that. We have Gary Cadwallader, who is our Director of Education and Community Engagement, and he can tell you about all the myriad of wonderful programs that we have going on here, both for youth and adult learners.
Gary, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We are very excited to talk to you. So tell us about what you do here.
So I run the Education and Community Engagement Department, and what Sue Ellen was talking about in terms of theater to think about, I take that down to a younger level, to a younger age group. So we have programming out in the schools, and we bring students here to Palm Beach Dramaworks. And it's very important that we use drama as a tool to have a conversation about really difficult social topics, or to allow young people, to give them a platform in which to express their creativity. So one of the centerpieces of the program we do is a tour we take out to the schools. It's called the One Humanity Tour. And this is a program that we began in 2017. And we started with the conflict between law enforcement and communities, and that was the springboard for this. It was having a conversation about empathy and understanding everyone's point of view. So we launched that for the 6th grade throughout Palm Beach County, and then in 2019 we received a grant to begin a touring program for 7th grade students dealing with human trafficking awareness. And we learned that human trafficking, that South Florida is the 3rd largest region in the nation for human trafficking. And the average age of sex-trafficked children in Palm Beach County was 13. So we decided we needed to take a play into the schools to have that conversation with them, to show them how it happens, because a lot of young people don't even know they're being trafficked. So that was those are the first 2 shows that we do. We launched that in 2020. Unfortunately, but then we brought it back after the pandemic. And now we're bringing a play to the 8th grade students that we're developing right now that is going to have a really serious discussion about opioid overdose and fentanyl overdose, which is an epidemic here in Palm Beach County. We are the #1 county in the state for opioid overdose deaths, and we want to have a conversation with young people because we learned that last summer an average of 48 calls a day to EMS were for children ages 0 to 19. That's average a day in Palm Beach County. So we need to get it into the schools, and we need to have that conversation with young people. So that is the centerpiece of what we're doing in the schools.
Right, and that's not one and done, Kate. You know, we are going to the schools, we're committed to do it in perpetuity for each one of these grades. So every year, we're bringing a show to all the schools in Palm Beach County for both 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. And we really believe that these efforts are saving lives.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because these are no joke conversations to be having.
No, they're not. And using drama as that tool is they tell us that, you know, if someone comes in and lectures about it, they don't really absorb it.
Yeah.
But when you're coming in and you're telling a story and it's 3D in front of you, you know, it's live on stage in front of you at their school, and it's for the full grade, they're so engaged. The plays are so brilliantly written by Eric Coble, and they're so engaged in it that it really makes an impact on them. And, you know, just hearing stories from principals about students that they know are being trafficked in school, or you know, because they're not kidnapped. A lot of these children are living at home and going to school. So the horror stories would just absolutely terrify anybody. So that's important that we have those conversations.
Yeah.
And these plays actually get published and and other schools throughout the country can utilize them. So we've created these programs here in Palm Beach County.
I was just going to ask, do schools bring you in? Are you searching for them? How does that look like?
Well, we have to, every individual school in Palm Beach County, every principal is their own CEO, so we deal with every administration. So it's not something we can do through the school district. So, but we go from anywhere from Pahokee to Jupiter to Boca Raton, so we do every corner of the county.
Oh,
we've already played to 30,000 students in Palm Beach County, and now that we're sort of back after the pandemic, and next fall when we relaunch it again with the 8th grade, we expect those numbers to definitely go back up.
Oh, wow. So if there's a teacher or a professional that's listening thinking, I want to get this into our school, how can they contact you?
Yes, so they can contact me through our website at palmbeachdramaworks.org. I have all of the information about the tours on our website, so all of the information on how to book is right there.
Wow, that's so cool. You must hear such incredible stories.
So many are very thankful. You know, some of the behavioral health specialists, the counselors, the administrators, they look forward to bringing that. Well, we started the 7th grade tour because a principal said to me when we were there with the 6th grade tour that the human trafficking situation keeps him up at night. Now that should tell you something, how scared they are for their children, because it's now coming through social media and gaming apps. So they need their young people to hear this and see this. So they're so thankful that we are having that discussion through drama with their students.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. What an incredible way to engage people. So in addition to working with students, I know you do have some programming for adults as well?
We do. We have a adult drama-wise program. So all of our shows that we do here, we have, it's sort of an extended class for adults. And so they read the play. Then they come in and we have a discussion about the play. We go to lunch here, right around the corner, so I'm here in downtown West Palm Beach. And then we have what's called Act Two, where they get to meet and hear from the designers, the director, and the actors. And we have a conversation and a discussion about the play itself. So they get a really good, deep, rich understanding about the play and the characters and the social implications of the play. So that's really exciting.
Oh, it's kind of like a book club but with plays.
Exactly, in a way it is. And it is, we deeply analyze every situation about it. So it is like a book club in a way.
That's cool.
You can talk about some of our playwriting contests, our essay contests. We do a lot for students. And we bring the students here to see our main stage shows. And let me tell you how impactful that is for us when we see these kids reacting to the shows and talking to Gary. He always does a little talk back afterward, asking the students different questions about that particular play. And it's amazing how insightful those kids are.
Oh, I bet. Because do you see that are more young people getting excited about going to an actual theater? I know obviously people love movies and TV shows, but are they more excited to come to the theater?
They are because we are an intimate theater, they do feel like they're a part of the action. And so when they are a part of the action, they are so engaged in the stories because I think our level is so high that they're thrilled by what they see. And our discussions, as Sue Ellen said, are extremely powerful afterward. And the teachers tell me that we provide bus transportation for them as well, so that there's no cost whatsoever to the schools. But they say that the bus ride back to the school, the teacher said the conversation continues and will continue for weeks about what they see because of the plays we do, because they feel like they are seeing really good, strong drama. And it's not anything that they feel is beneath them. Because, high school students can be very particular, but they love it. And so many of them are coming to see it for the first time, a live professional production here at Dramaworks.
But just very quickly, because I know we're running out of time, I'd love you to talk about the Academy, because that's such an important program that we do in the summers.
Yeah, so one thing we do in the summers, we bring young people in here to perform as if they're in a professional production. So they have to audition like professional actors do. It's professionally directed, designed, music directed, and then we put their show live on stage here at Palm Beach Dramaworks. So they are learning what it feels like to work as a professional actor, and it is so powerful because our young people learn so much, and we hear that they grew so much over the summer with us. So that's always in June. So that's always really exciting.
And that's for both on stage and off stage.
Yes, we have stage managers.
We train stage managers as well.
You guys do it all.
We do it all.
Just getting everyone into the theater and let's make more. I love this theater to think about. I just think that is so well put, and it's a really important thing. It's a really important work that you're doing.
Thank you.
And so how did you get into it?
Well, I am also a professional actor and director, so I just knew that I wanted to also share what I do with young people, but I've always been passionate about working with young people and encouraging them and giving them a platform and giving them a safe space to come here and be here. It's all about having a safe space for them.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the work that you do.
Thank you.
And bringing this incredible community to the schools. And Sue Ellen, this has just been so much fun to learn a little bit more about Palm Beach Dramaworks.
Come on anytime.
You do so many things.
We do.
I love that. And how many shows a year are you producing?
We do 5 main stage shows a year. Gary does lots and lots of programming, and then we have this wonderful new play festival, the Pearlburg Festival of New Plays in January, where we've solicited new work from established playwrights all over the country, and we do professionally staged readings of those 5 plays for 1 week in January. It's a very special program for people to come and hear new work and be part of the new work, because the playwrights are here and they want to hear the response from the audience. So it's really great.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. We are very lucky to have you in our community. Again, you could not be in a better location. If you have not come and seen a show at Palm Beach Dramaworks, what are you doing with your life? It's time to get a ticket to come, get involved, and check out the website. to learn more about Palm Beach Dramaworks, everything that you are doing from programming to the theater, and just, hey, get involved. We need to get involved. Come down, you get to
See a show.
See a show, grab a bite at one of the beautiful restaurants. You guys know. You know. Sue Ellen, thank you so much for having us.
Thank
Gary,
you.
so wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.